The 13 of our 30 days AI automation challenge. And what are we going to be building today? An AI voice agent. So we want to build an agent that we can talk to, we can ask it to do certain things for us, and it will do it for us. So this is what we're going to be building. Let's get right into it. Before we come back to even anything, we want to start a journey from 11 labs. If you're just hearing about 11 labs for the first time, this is where you can create your text to speech, you can create clone voices that you can use to do different things. So come to 11labs.io. This is where you'll be able to sign up for free, at least for you to be able to do what you want to do. But if you want more, of course, you need to pay to be able to do more. So sign up on 11 Labs. Once you sign up on 11 Labs, you'll be here. You can do text to speech, voice changer, you can clone your voice, you can also do image and video there now. But where we want to go to is to come here and switch to agents platform. So you switch to agent platform because we want to create an agent. So come to agent platform and you will see agents here. So click on agents and then you can create different agents. These are the agents that I've created before, but let's create a new agent. You choose new agent and then you have the options there. You can either go with a personal assistant, a business agent, or a blank agent. Let me run you through the three options there. If you choose business agent, this will already help you pre-populate your agent with instructions depending on what you must have selected. So here you have retail, healthcare, education, real estate, professional services. So let's say, oh, you are in real estate, you choose real estate as your voice agent, and the use case you want it to do outbound sales or lead qualification or order tracking or customer care. Let's do customer support. See, I was just selecting, then I say my receptionist, for example. That's the name I want to give this. And if you have your website, you put your website there. Once you do that, the agent will be able to, scrape information that are available publicly on your website, and then you can also write your main goal here. So if you create this agent, for example, it will help you out with some of those instructions already in your agent. But we are not going to be using templates. We will create our own from scratch. But I just want you to see, because some of us that we do ask questions around system prompts. Look at it here. The agent has its own system prompt already based on the template we selected. So you can create an agent that way. But I will go back and create a new agent using the blank template for us. But you have another option here, personal assistant. If you choose that, it will also ask you if you want to use it as your PA, as a creative helper, as your health and wellness guy, and all that, then you get a prompt. But let's go back and choose blank agent. So I want to use it as a blank agent. Okay, so let's give it a name. I want to call it pardon me. So that's just what I want to call it here. Call it any name, and then you create the agent. So you create the agent, and you will be the one to type your system prompts here. So what do you want the agent to do? What are those tasks that you want to give the agent? Let me give you a background context of what we want to do. So I want an agent that I can call. I can tell it to help me send a mail to somebody in my contacts. So that's just simple thing we want to do. I want to call the agent and say, you know what, send a mail to Shola, send a mail to Ayo, tell this person this, and this. And then the agent will look for their contact, draft the mail based on whatever I must have said, and then it will send it to the person. That's cool. So I already have my system prompt here. I'll read it out to you. You are a friendly and calm personal assistant who loves helping the user with tasks in an approachable way. Your role is to assist the user with sending emails. When the user provides details like who the email is for and what it is about, you will pass that information to Anyten and wait for its response. So once you get confirmation from Anyten that the email was sent, cheerfully let the user know it's done and ask if there is anything else you want the person need help with. Keep your tone light, friendly, um, and while remaining efficient and clear in your response. That is the system prompt. You can add variables later on, but let's just keep it simple for now. Then what is going to be the first message? Hello, how can I help you today? Maybe that's what I want. I will just leave that there. Then on the right hand side here, you can choose the voice that you want. So you've got a lot of voices in 11 labs, okay? So you can search the voices that are available for use here. You can play here to hear
Yeah,
the
don't stress,
voices.
Amber.
If you don't like that, you can continue to you'll see the voice that you want. So, but for me, I've got professional clone voices that I've done here. This one sounds more
My
Nigerian.
voice is suitable for creating meet.
So I've
Every
already
problem is like a puzzle waiting to be solved.
so I think I'll
My
go
voice is
with
suitable
Dio.
for creating
So
mid
I'll
energy YouTube
select
videos as
Dio
well as a
here.
voice over narration that feels natural.
It's okay. I
Try
have
it in your
it's
production.
okay, Dio. So I'll choose Dio here, and then you can choose stability and every other thing here. I'm okay with Dio. You can change the language if what you want is to be able to speak in Spanish or French and all that. But I will just leave this here. So we've created an agent, and I can preview my agents here, but I won't do that now. Let's see other things we can do here to customize our agent. You can add workflows, you can add branches, you can also add knowledge base. You know, you've got information you want your agent to have access to. So when your agent is calling, is you're talking to your agent, you want the agent to quickly browse through the document. You know, I call this my paddy, right? So let me just add maybe my website and some other things there. If I click on add URL, then I'll be able to type my website here. So you can add URL, you can add documents, you can create a new text here. So I'll add my website that is already there. I can add also a document. This is one document I've uploaded before, but you can always click on add files to add your documents. But I'll go with this to add my documents. See, you can configure it as RAG here. If you've got a lot of information and you want to vectorize it, you can easily click on configure RAG here. But let me click on configure RAG. It will tell me that what I have is small. So here you've got your knowledge base is small, so I don't need it. So I'll just disable RAG. So I've been able to populate it with my knowledge base. So if I talk to it about things that are here, it will be able to run through it and give me that info. So you can do analysis, but where we're going there is tools. We can also add tools to our agent. You know, we said it should work with anything. So we can go to anything now and configure it for it to be able to rely on the tools there. Okay, so let's go back to 11 Labs here. Our agent has been created. Let me just refresh. I should see Padimi here now because I've created that agent already. So I'm refreshing. I want it to show me that Padimi is also here. See, Padimi is here. But I want to add tools. I'll come to tools here. So we need to add webhook. Webhook is what we are going to connect to anything to be able to, the two platforms to talk to each other. So let me click on add webhook and give it a name, my assistant. That if I put that here, the description helps with my requests. I'll just put that there. Then the URL here, I need a post URL. Okay, so let's go back to anything finally now. Maybe some of you are thinking, are we not going to use anything? So I come back to anything. I'm adding the first step, and that is webhook. So I'm adding the webhook here, and I've got my webhook here. So I have the get here, but I'm changing the method to post. Okay, because I'm kind of posting something from 11 labs there. So whatever we say there, we want it to be able to bring it here and then continue. So we already have the post URL here. I can change the path to make it something shorter so that this won't be too long. Then every other thing here, I can change the response to using respond to webhook node. So respond to when I initiate it on 11 labs, respond there. So we can now copy this. See, you need to copy this and then come back to 11 Labs and paste it in the URL here. See, we have pasted it here. Don't forget we are configuring our tool on 11 Lab. So let's scroll down. You can play with all these. Maybe later in the training, we can still come back here. For your 11 Labs, your agent to work, I want to add description here. Maybe This is to maybe receive calls and help with calls, and I want to write how I want it to kind of work. And maybe I want to put you help with my request, or this is what you do, or anything you want. You are to help send email on my behalf. So that's what I want to put it. Then you want to add properties there. I want the agent to be able to pick up certain things in my conversation and send to anything. So inside the body here, the string, I want it to pick up to, meaning who am I sending the mail to? So this will be the person to send the mail to. This is the person I'm sending the email to. And I also want it to, I want to add another property, which will be the content. So email content. So the content or body of the email. So those are the two things that I want the agent to actively listen to in my conversation. If you are creating a voice agent to market product to people, you would have feed it with all those things and say when people mention this product, this is what you should say, this is what you should do. The possibilities are just endless. But let's just keep it simple. This guy will listen to the person we want to send the mail to and the content, and then it will go ahead and send it. So I will add the tool. It's saying the name shouldn't have a space, right? So I'll add the tool. Should have HTTPS. It does. Yeah, there's a space before it here. So add the tool and we're fine here. So I've added the tool. I've added the tool. So let's go back to our agents here and add that tool to my agent. So I'll open up Padimi again and then add a tool under tools here. I will add the tool and look for it here, my assistant. See, the name is Padimi, but the webbook I just created is my assistant, so I had it here. So I have added this web hook tool to my agent called Padimi. So let's come back to anything. This is fine now. This will listen to whatever is coming from 11 Labs. What else do we want to happen after taking the message from 11 Lab? I want to create an AI agent. And the AI agent should do what? Should work with whatever that is coming from 11 Labs. So we are defining it below. Okay, we are defining it below. What should be the user message? We will populate that later. Let me leave it. So you come to add option and add the system message, meaning what tasks should our agent, carry out. We want our agent to do something. What should that be? I can also read this out to you. Let me expand it and tell you the formats. So you know what? For some of you that are saying, "Oh, I did not share the system prompt," you can screenshot this and take it to ChatGPT and tell it to extract the text for you, even from my video. Just screenshot and you'll be able to get a prompt. So here I say you are an AI agent responsible for drafting and sending professional mails based on user instructions. You have access to two tools. We don't know the tools yet. We'll get there. I call the tools by name, my contacts to find the email address of the person, and also another tool called send email to compose and send mail. Your objective is to identify the recipient contact information, draft the mail, and sign off as Olalikon before sending. And these are the tools, my contacts. Retrieve the email of the person, input, put the person's name, put the person's email address, and send the mail. So this is the expression inside the agent. That's the instruction for the agent. You know that for our agent to work, we need a model. So I'll add my OpenAI chat model here. I've signed in already. You can also create your credentials if you haven't done that. And that is added. So I'm adding the tools now. What are the tools? Don't forget, while my agent is talking, I don't want to be reading out the mail. You can always make mistake when you are calling out the email. So what I want the agent to do is I will just mention the person's name. I want the agent to go inside my my Google Sheet and pick the corresponding email address of the person. You get it? So here I have names of people here, then I have email, I have phone number. See, Ola is here, John is here, and so on, and then email. And the name of um this sheet, I call it my contacts. So this is inside my Google Sheet called my contacts. We want to connect it now to our agent. So I'll add a tool called Google Sheets. This is Google Sheets. So I want to get rows, connect to your credentials. We've done that, but I'll pick the specific file I'm connecting to. So I'm connecting to my contacts, and then I'm picking the sheets here, which is sheet one. That's all I'm doing here. All right. So it's fetching this here. The agent should, when I mention a name of a person on 11 labs, the agent should browse through my sheet and pick the person's name. But because in our agent, in the description, we said this tool, we gave it a name. We said what? My contacts. So let me use that specific name. So the agent is not confused as to what is my contact. So we added that there. We're adding another tool here, which is to send the mail, right? So let's add Gmail, and we are sending a mail. So we are sending a mail to, who should the email be sent to? So who should the email be sent to? We want the AI to get that for us. So I'll change it to expression because I will mention the name, then the agent will browse and fetch it. So I'll do double curly brackets, then I'll do dollar from AI, then open the double quote and say to write email address of the person. So that's the tool here. The subject to, I'm using expression, subject to double dollar from AI, and you should look for the subject yourself. AI, fix that. And the message to, the same thing for the message, double dollar from AI, and then from AI, and then email contents. All right, so that's what I have done here. We want the AI to fetch all those things for us. So right now we have populated the mail, but it's going to get this from somewhere from the AI, and we're fine. We need to end our webhook because we want it to also send a message back to us when the mail has been sent. So I want my agent to say, "Oh, I have sent your mail. Thank you for reaching out," and all that. So I will close it by adding the respond webhook. So I'm adding the respond webhook. I'm not touching anything here, and then we had it. So we are technically done with our AI agent, but there is something here we need to populate this prompt here, but we want to get the inputs and use it to configure it. So how do we now use the agent? So come back to 11 Lab and just come to your agent and preview. So preview your agent here. It will open up where you can click and start to talk to it. One thing is you can also add your phone number to that 11 Lab agent. You can use Twilio to do that, or other platforms. That's for another day. So we want to test it out. Let's come back here and execute so that it start listening. So let's execute for it to start listening, and then let's come back here and talk to it. Let's talk to it.
Hello, how can I help you today?
I want to send a mail to Ola.
Sure, I can help you with that. What should be the content of the email you want to send to Ola?
Tell Ola to watch the match later tonight, and while watching the match, Ola should drink a lot of water and then prepare jollof rice.
Oh dear, it seems like there was a little hiccup and I couldn't.
That's expected. I want the eco, right? Because we just need something to use to complete our flow. So let me come back here. So something has been captured here as input, but there is a problem here. So let me open it and then um, check the execute the previous flow. This is what we want. We need something from here, and then we want that thing here. But before we do that, I need to change this name. Don't mind me. Remember, I mentioned the tool. I sent send mail is the send email is the name of the tool. Without that, we'll still have issues. Why am I using that? Come back to the agent, come back to the system prompt. I said send email is the name of the tool that will do that. So that's why it's unable to do that. But before that, we still need this prompt. So let me come back here and still, try it out. But what I can also do, is I can disconnect this and just make sure this can capture something. Okay, I can disconnect this. Let me disconnect it, open it up, and change this to stop listening and change this to probably immediately just to test and then listen. So let me come back to 11 lab and test that now.
Hello, how can I help you today?
I want to send a mail to Ola to watch tonight's match.
Sure, I can help with that. What should the subject of the email be, and what message would you like to include in the email body?
I want Ola to watch Nigeria match tonight. That's all.
All right, I've sent an email to Ola with the message: Ola, please watch Nigeria match tonight. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
Nothing else. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Have a wonderful day.
Okay. So now that it has done something, let me see. It should have something here as inputs. You see, we have an output from here. So I can now connect it back to our agent. Don't forget the reason why we did that was to get inputs that we can use to, simulate what the agent will should expect from here. So let's go back in there and change it back to using respond webhook node. So I can go back to my agent now and feed the prompt here. So the email of the person will be what is coming in from 11 labs. So let's see. So here, Ola. Okay. So it's Ola. I mentioned Ola, but it will go and fetch the email address from my contacts. And the second thing will be email content. So I can also come here and drag it here and put it here. All right. So that way we have completed the flow. So let's go back and run everything all over again. And then I'll check my mail for you to see whether it has sent it. Just to be sure, this is my mail. The last thing here is Adeyemi. Okay. But let's see if another mail will drop. So let's listen, execute this, and go back to our 11 lab and test. So let's call.
Hello, how can I help you today?
I want to send a mail to my friend.
I can certainly help you with that. What is your friend's email address, and what would you like the email to say?
My friend's name is Ola. I want to tell him to watch the Super Eagles match tonight while eating jollof rice.
That sounds like a fun email. What is Ola's email address? I'll need that to send the message.
Oh,
No worries.
Okay, let's test this now. Let's test
Hello,
it
how
out.
can I help you today?
I want to send a mail to Ola.
Sure, I can help you with that. What should be the content of the email you want to send to Ola?
Just tell Ola to watch the Super Eagles match tonight and eat jollof rice. So look at it here now. See, the mail is now here. Me, Super Eagles match tonight. Let me open it up. Hi Ola, please watch Super Eagles match tonight and eat jollof rice. Best regards, Ola Lekon. So you can actually do this and tell it to do different things. So run your workflow, look at everything ran perfectly. This is what you need you to build and keep sharing. Note your trial is ending, so you can just come here and download all the workflows that you've done so that when you sign up using another email, you can always come back here also and import your file again. Don't forget to download and keep your files intact, else you may not be able to run them here again. See you tomorrow.